This is the Mr. Chris Hip Hop Podcast, episode number 38. Let's go! Yo, come on, let's go. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Now jump. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Come on, now just roll to the front. Roll to the front. Yo, what up? How you doing out there, podcast land? Bringing you another podcast for all of my dance teachers out there doing your thing week by week. I just wanted to say, what up? Thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me for the podcast. It's been great. Been getting lots of emails. Had some teachers email me about the leg catch song. So we got that going out. And I just want to say just the overall thank you for your support, for you guys listening, for you downloading the podcast. It's really great. Puts me in a good mood, gets me hyped. And so I'm real excited to share today's content with you. Was really inspired by this last episode of So You Think You Can Dance, The Next Generation. Watching the youngers do their thing with the All-Stars. And in this episode, they was actually, dancing with each other. Had a lot of routines they had to learn, a lot of choreography, and I thought they all did great. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of the hip-hop breakdown for one of my favorite performances of the night. But first, before I do that, let me give you all the places where you can reach me. Website is www.mrchrishiphopdance.com. Email is chris@mrchrishiphopdance.com. I'm on social media, so holler at me on Twitter @mrchrishiphop, as well as Instagram and Snapchat, all Mr. Chris Hip Hop. Except for Facebook. Facebook page is Zondaflex, ZONDAFLEX. And if you get a chance, go to Stitcher Radio, give me a review, give me them 5 stars. Go to iTunes, same thing. You can also, if you listen to this podcast, if you want to get the Podomatic app, you can get that as well. And I post the podcast on the website. And what I've been doing, if you go to the blog section of the website, I'll look on there on my way into class. And you can play it on your phone just to kind of remind me of what I did in the class before and kind of what I want to do now. And again, like I've been saying, going back, teaching, reteaching, moves over and over again so they can get to the point where they start to get comfortable with those hip hop moves. So that's it. Those are all the ways you can holler at me. So let me get into the message today of the podcast. So one of my favorite performances from this last show, So You Think You Can Dance, Next Generation. If you're not watching it, definitely got to watch it. And for my hip hop heads out there, my hip hop teachers out there, so much good stuff, so much good material. In this last one, Nappy Tabs came and did the thing. The reason I love this last episode too, because it was real kid friendly. You know what I mean? It had all the themes. It was just, it was clean, it was good, it was fun, and I enjoyed it. So. Title of this podcast is 3 moves that you can get from Tate and Kida's performance to Manolo and teach them to your students. 3 of them. Now that was an amazing dance. Dance was off the chain. There was this part where Kida went out, he had his little freestyle section, did his thing. Now some of those things in there, those are some advanced hip hop moves. Like he walked out, he threw a wave from his foot into his arm. Then he went into this cobra wave and broke it down into like a puppet kind of collapse moment. Brought it back up. All right, that's some intense hip hop right there. But there's moves in there. When I've been watching it over and over again. I'm thinking what are some basic foundational moves in that dance that all of my teachers out there can use? So I'm gonna give you 3 moves from Tate and Kida's performance to Manolo, which is another great song. On another one of my podcasts, I think I had that as my song of the week, but I'm going to say it again. Manolo by Trip Lee. That's my joint. I do it for the Turner. Woo. Matter of fact, one of my competition dances that I had this year, I had that in there. That thing gets you so hyped. Dun, 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 dun. So many moments to isolate, pop, wave, etc. But here we go. Tate and Kida's performance. 3 moves in there you can get. Here we go. Number 1. And I'm going to post the performance on the show notes. So you'll be able to go in there and look at it. But here it is. Number 1. At the 33-second mark. So when you watch this performance, go to the 33-second mark of the video. They did a whole section of partner tuts. Tutting, but they were doing it partner tuts. Tate was behind Kida. She brought her arms through, and they were doing basic tutting moves. I'll also put in the show notes a tutting tutorial for beginners that you can check out there. So all my teachers out there, you can use those moves where you take the kids in class. And it's fun, too, because you kind of pair them up, and it breaks up the choreography where you put one in front, one in back, and just come up with an easy set of tutting moves. Even if it's like the arms don't necessarily have to go through like they did in this dance, but they can, but you can also go, you can simplify it. You can go with a person in the front, their hands is up, and the tutting moves, the hands are flat, thumbs are tucked in. You hold your hand the same way you kind of do a wave, and you'll see on the tutting tutorial. But you can mirror each other. So one person up, one person down. You could do stuff where it's like the person in the front, their right arm is up, person in the back, left arm is down. You know what I mean? Anything like to make a cool picture. You could do 1 or 2 8 counts of that. But partner tuts, foundational moves in hip hop. I was reading a Facebook post today. And the gentleman that was talking about it, he was a hip-hop teacher as well, and he was just kind of saying that all the classes that he sees and goes to, and he's looking around on the internet, and he's not seeing a lot of foundational hip-hop, not seeing a lot of real hip-hop, technique in hip-hop. He's seeing moves done to R&B music and grooving, which is fine. I mean, I personally, hey, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Me, myself, I was trained, by guys who was popping, waving, ticking, tutting, animating. But everybody's not like that. But I feel like, like when I was reading the post, I was like, it's definitely something that needs to be shared because, like he was saying in the post, that a lot of kids want to learn it. They want to learn. Some people believe there's no technique in hip hop, but there is. There's so many foundational moves that can be taught, and it's not just necessarily choreography. Like before I learned how to partner tut, I first learned how to tut. Just getting the angles right with my hands and making the shapes. Then partner tutting came later, where I hooked up with somebody else who could do tuts. So I was like, you do this and I do this. And that's kind of how we figured out just some cool things to do with tutting. So these are foundational moves, all 3 of these. Partnering tuts is one of them. 33-second mark of the video. Here's number 2. Number 2, the second move from Tate and Kida's performance that you can teach in your class this week. I mean, you could do it. You can learn this right now, even if you don't know it, and put them in your class. Now, I don't know the name of this move. I've done this move myself. If you go to the 36-second mark of the video, Kida did a ground move where you squat down and then you kind of kick your right foot up, but when you do that, you fall back onto your hands type of thing. And it's been done before. I've actually seen this done by James Brown. I've seen it done by the Nicholas Brothers, which is a tap duo. Old school. Look them up too. Dope moves from tappers. So dope. But yeah, I don't know the name of the move. I was once on tour with Nicole C. Mullen. Shout out to Nicole. One of my mentors, one of the people that when I came to Nashville definitely poured into me. But I remember that was in one of our dances where we be going choreography, we popping, waving, and then we jump back. Squat down, lean back, kick that foot up. I think we did it like 2 or 3 times, like do, step, do, step, do, step, do. But it's a ground move that, like I said, you can teach it to your kids. It's something that you can get the mat out, kind of start them off, just leaning back on their hands, kicking that foot up. Then go to the squat position and then drop back and do it. Go to the squat position, drop back and do it. But dope ground move, like I said, 36-second mark. Foundational move in the sense where you can also use that. I've also seen that done in breakdancing or b-boying and b-girling. So you're covering, you got popping and waving with the tuts, but then you also got the b-boy, b-girl element with the ground move. Like I said, don't know the name of it. Fall back, kick up. Maybe we'll just call it that. The fall back kick. You know what I mean? So that's the second move in Tate and Kida's performance that you can use. Here's the third one. I think this one was at the 119 mark of the video where they did partner puppet moves, where Tate was in the back, she controlled his shoulders, his head, and then they both went into a whip. And whip as in, now why me whip, kill it, and why me nay. Okay, that whip. It was dope. Now, of course, Kida learned how to do the head isolations, where you take your shoulders and your head. I think I have a song called Head Isolation, where you do the one that drops, where you drop your shoulders down, then drop your neck down, drop your shoulders down, drop your neck down. But it doesn't even have to be as difficult as that. It can be, when you do like a partner puppet move, is basically you come up with any kind of way that I'm the puppet master, you're the puppet, and I'm controlling you. So you could do something where, the person in front goes down on their knees and you start off with their shoulders, and you simply, take the right shoulder, go forward, left shoulder forward, right shoulder forward, then turn the head to the side. I mean, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. You can also use the arms. Like the crew that I was with, we used to do arm puppet moves a lot, where one droops down in the front, and then the other one, it's kind of like you get strings on the arm. Lift up the left arm, lift up the right arm, do some kind of dance move with it, throw a wave, you know what I mean? But partnering puppet moves, the foundational moves. I mean, these are some of the things that I first started doing. It was so it was fun. Like when you come up, and for my teachers out there, feel free to use your creativity. Do whatever comes to you. You know what I mean? Let your brain, because you are a dance teacher, you do create material week after week on these kids. So experiment, you know what I mean? Make up different scenarios where you do the puppet and, you bring their wrist up to their face so they look and see what time it is. You take the hand, put it behind their back. You know what I mean? Now, I will say this. While you're doing the partner tuts and the partner puppet moves, the one key element in there is the isolation. Like, keep whatever move you hit, still work those muscle isolations. So, like, if I'm going to go, for instance, they did the whip in there, right? Or they used the shoulders, like, or if you want to take your hand, like the puppet master, like the person in front, their head drops down and they come back up. So if the head drops down, have the person on the ground and the person up top, because this is how you sell it when they both look like it's really happening. Squeeze their muscles where you almost like pop into position. So instead of just dropping the head and bringing it back up, muscles relaxed. No, you want it to be like, doosh, 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 squeezing those muscles. Right? Which comes from your popping, your isolation drills that you're doing at the beginning of class. So there you go. 3 foundational hip hop moves from Tate and Kida's performance to Manolo on So You Think You Can Dance that you can use in your class. Number 1, I'm just going to recap real quick in case you're taking down. You got your Evernote. You're doing your thing. Here it is. Partner tuts. Number 2, the ground move, where you fall back, kick your foot up in the air, then come back to a squat position. And then number 3, puppet partner moves. All 3 of those techniques you can use in your hip hop class this week. That's all I got for you right there. Again, this is the Mr. Chris Hip Hop Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, lots of great energy coming from my teachers out there, my folks. And I just want to say thank you. Holler at me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hit me up on the website, www.mrchrishiphopdance.com. And that's all I got. Have a blessed day. And I'm out. Yo.
Yo, come on, let's go. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Now jump. Put your right leg to the side. Now jump. Put your left leg to the side. Now jump. Cross your arms, do it real tight. Now jump. Put your arms up real high. Come on, now just roll to the front. Roll to the front. Roll to the front. Roll to the front.